So today's subject is on managerial communication. Your subject is on managerial communication. We have successfully finished the first unit. Now we are entering the second unit. Hope you guys have understood what communication means. We are on a same page. Devendra, what do we talk about communication? We are on the same page. There should be a feedback. Then your communication is complete. You guys looking into my eyes, I'm looking at you into your eyes, is a form of feedback. There are some people who don't make eye contact. There are some people who wander here and there. There are some people who are not totally focused. Because we have a disturbance, we have a noise, that's okay. But still, 80% of our concentration should be in this class. 20%, yes, we are able to hear some noise, that I agree. But still, communication should be clear, concise, and factful in the first place. So today's definition is on written communication. We talked about oral communication in the previous class, and briefly we talked about written communication. When we talk about written communication, involves what? Transmission of message through writing, which is crucial because it serves as a record and formal between stakeholders. For example, when we have meetings, when faculty has meetings, people write something which is called minutes of meeting or meeting minutes, because we meet for minutes and plan for hours. We meet for minutes, plan for minutes, and execute in hours. So the point which I'm trying to make is you should document everything. I said this in my first class. Oral communication is as important as written communication. Written communication is as important as oral communication. For example, saying someone you did a good job orally has more impact than a written communication. But at the same time, if you write a reference letter, if you write an appreciation letter, that will stay for a long time, isn't it? Isn't it? Orally, you have to say you did a good job. Orally, you have to say you did a good job. At the same time, you will get a certificate saying that you did a good job. Certificate is valuable, isn't it? Certificate is valuable. Your MBA, your degree certificate is valuable. Maybe during your convocation, your university vice chancellor or chancellor would have said so and so student has graduated. You might have taken a picture. Your parents, your cousin, or your friends would have taken a picture. That is visual communication. That is good to post somewhere on your social media. But when you talk about property documents, your notebooks, your certificates, to certify that you are a graduate, to certify that you are a master's student, master's graduate, everything should be written. I mean, you would have submitted a written document to PB Siddhartha, isn't it? It's a written document. The document has value. Your ID card, which hangs around your neck, has a value, isn't it? In businesses, oral communications play an important role, which we discussed in the previous class. At the same time, written communication also plays a crucial role. Without written communication, for example, if you go to good restaurants, they'll give you a bill, isn't it? If you go to a good restaurant, they'll give you a bill, an invoice, because you should be able to know what you have purchased. Maybe keep a track of things. Maybe if you enter a deal, a business deal, if you enter a job contract, people say offer letter, isn't it? Have you heard the term called offer letter? Interview is common. Interview is oral. After the oral communication, they'll give you an offer letter. Offer letter is written communication. This will be your basic pay. These will be the allowances. These many holidays, these many sick leaves, these many annual leaves, these many OTs. OTs will have so and so pay, etc., etc. Everything will be in the offer letter. If you are happy with that, you'll sign the offer letter. You'll send it back. Then you'll get a joining letter, something like joining report. You're supposed to write, yes sir, I'm very happy to join this university, this college. At the same time, I wrote a letter saying that I'm very much pleased to so and so. That is very much necessary for recording purpose. In businesses particularly. Understood? And when we talk about different types, boys and girls, number one, we talk about email communications. We are talking about business communication, boys and girls. We're talking about purely business communications. People on WhatsApp, there is a business account, but yeah, no, I won't encourage that. The purpose of WhatsApp is different. The purpose of Telegram is different. Telegram has bots. I said this in previous class. Telegram is more advanced than WhatsApp. WhatsApp has embedded artificial intelligence into their search query. You can go to WhatsApp and search for something instead of going to Google. So the basic communication between organizations will go in emails. Email, you need to know how to write an email. That's what we're going to teach as well. So quick and direct communication, write an email. Email will stay. WhatsApp these days has disappearing messages, isn't it? Now basically I won't believe cell phone is the means to way business. You need a laptop or a desktop so you can store things. I mean, cell phones these days are much more advanced. Yes, there are people who are making businesses from purely a cell phone. That's also fine. But email, I will suggest, is an accurate way, is a good way to start a business. Write an email, it will be professional. Once your business, you guys have studied balance sheet, right? You guys remember balance sheet, P&L account. They're called reports. Comparative, common size, funds flow, cash flow, ratio analysis. These are reports. You should study a ratio analysis and understand what is your firm's financial status, liquidity or profitability. There are different ratios such as asset test ratio, or we'll talk about quick ratio, 2:1. Your current assets versus current liabilities. When we talk about ROI, one of the most important ratio, return on investment. ROE, return on equity. Generally people calculate ROE, ROI, both of them. ROE is return on equity because it's your investment. Whereas the debentures, you pay interest. That's a different story, but we're talking about what? Ratios, funds flow. If you study funds flow statement, it's not an account, it's a statement. Funds flow statement or cash flow statement. It talks about the flow of cash. Three types of flows basically. I mean, we talk about inflow and outflow, but three types of heads will be there. Operating, finance, and investment. Isn't it? If you sell, you'll get money. If you buy, you lose money. Investing. If you take a loan, you'll get money. If you repay a loan, you'll lose money. Financing. If you do good business, you'll get money. If you don't do good business, you will lose money. So you should be able to study the report and take a decision. Where am I doing good? Where can I do better? You study a report. What does the report tell? It helps in what? Decision making. You're earning, say Warren Buffett said, it's not how you earn, it's not what you earn, it is how you spend. Warren Buffett says it's not how much you earn, it is how much you spend. So you guys are not employed, I believe so. You guys will get some pocket money from your parents, I believe so. Or you have some savings, whatever. So generally, in my life, I got a pocket money every month, once in a month. So my responsibility is to keep that, whatever I get, 1,500 was the last pocket money I got when I was in PG. Started with 100 when I was in school. Monthly, that is, monthly 100 too, I rise to that level where I was able to procure 1,500 from my father as a pocket money, right? So how do I spend that pocket money? I used to have a calculator. I used to note back then. I was talking about, back then also we had some apps in, you can say, some 2007, 2009. It's a report. How am I spending? What is my income? Excel. How many of you guys know how to use Excel? Excel gives you reports. Excel gives you analysis. Right? We're not talking more about that. Then we talk about memos. Memos are mostly basically they use for internal communication for policies. If there are any changes in policies, they will send a memo. For example, Diwali is coming, yes, 31st of October. Have you bought crackers? Not yet. You're going to buy crackers, hopefully. Today is Dhanteras, right? Dhanteras, yes. The 13th day and 14th day is Naraka Chaturdasi. 15th day is the Diwali. The no moon day is Diwali, kada? That's a no moon day. It's a no moon day. There is no moon in the sky. It's Amavasya, no moon day. So the point which I'm trying to make is, now today, if you have seen, there are so many posters where gold shops are promoting the day called Dhanteras. Dhanatrayodasi. In Telugu it is called Dhanatrayodasi. In Hindi it is called Dhanteras. Dhan Tera. Tera Chauda. Dhana Tera. Dhanteras. So similarly, we talk about what these days, Akshay Tritiya, these days they'll communicate. They're sending out information. There is a discount. There is this guy from Lalita Jewelry. He says, you guys remember the guy from Lalita Jewelry? Gold, money doesn't come for free. Something like that. Yes, exactly. So proposals and business plans, particularly you want to write a business plan very soon. By the end of your second year. Before the end of the second year, I believe you're going to go internship next semester, isn't it? Next semester you're going to you're going to go internship and you do a project over there. And you want to tell the company, with my 45 days of experience in your company, these are the issues I have found and this is where you are excelling. Do those better and try to make these right. If you go to a gym, they'll ask about your BMI, they'll ask about your weight, this is where you can improve, this is where you have to reduce. Right? There's a business plan, there's a business proposal. Now what is an internship? I'll tell you something. Internship is a part of your MBA, your curriculum, true. But your internship should be such where you should be offered a job right after your MBA. Isn't it great? For example, when I worked here, I gave my Viva over here, one of these rooms, in this floor. During my Viva, MBA Viva, I gave an MBA Viva over here. So during my Viva, I was asked, would you like to work part-time with us? Rajesh sir, you know Rajesh sir, right? The dean of the college. So my Viva is with him and one external lady. And he asked, would you like to work part-time with us? Right? Then I work part-time over here. The point which I'm trying to make is, you should make an impact with your business proposal. Every opportunity is an opportunity to make an impression. Always go prepared. Clear? So you learn more about persuasive documents, about a business plan. For example, you are manufacturing shoes. You want Bata to sell your shoes. Bata basically sells their own shoes. There are other shops which will sell different branded shoes as well. Bata basically sells Bata and Action. They have another few brands, own brands, exclusive. If you want to sell your shoes to a particular business, you have to write a document. You have to write a persuasive document. You guys remember what are the objectives of communication? One of the objectives is to persuade. You should persuade them that I'm giving you good products, we'll strike a deal, we'll have a continuous communication, we'll have a continuous business, buying from me will have a benefit, I'm offering so and so benefits. Understood? That's a business proposal. You guys have connections, which is DTH connections and Wi-Fi connections at your home, isn't it? So Airtel offers so and so. The brochure is there though. The brochure itself is a business plan. If you do business with me, these are the benefits you're going to get. It should be comprehensive, should be clear. So moving on, what are the features? What are the components of effective communication? First of all, clarity is necessary. When you talk about clarity, when you talk about business information, particularly boys and girls, we talk about what? Clarity. You should be able to be clear, straightforward, and avoid jargon unless necessary. You can use technical terms, yes, if it is necessary only. You guys know DTH, right? Do you guys have DTH connection at your home? Do you guys know what DTH stands for? Direct to home. Very good. So DTH stands for direct to home. Curious people do a research, other people don't. DTH is direct to home. HBO is home box office. HBO full form is home box office. So jargon is unnecessary. If you can use, if the opposing person, for example, your MBA students, you should be able to understand the MBA terminology. There's a terminology, isn't it? For example, the treatment which is related to heart is called cardiology. Many people don't know that. Some people know it, some people, heart is famous. The other day I came to know about something which is called oncology. Oncology is related to cancer. The study of cancer is called oncology. I came to know about that very recently. I said it would have been better if people wrote that as a cancer hospital. That would be much more easier for the people to learn. But oncology is the technical term. Do you guys know fruits and flowers? They have technical words. Yeah, they have different technical words. But if you go to the local market and ask those technical terms, they won't be able to understand. You don't have to prove your brilliance. At that point, at that place, brilliance is unnecessary. There is a saying in Telugu. There is a saying in Telugu when people use unnecessary jargon. చదవక ముందు కాకరకాయ చదివిన తర్వాత కీకరకాయ. Have you heard that? The technical term is maybe kikarakai, but the usual term which people talk is kakarkai. So basically, you should be able to use the jargon if it is necessary. You can correct people, that's okay. It's not a problem, but the communication should pass. Clarity is necessary. For example, you can read this. Please be informed that the meeting scheduled for 3 p.m. has been postponed until further notice. With the 3 p.m. meeting is postponed, details will follow. If you can compare both of them, which is much more clearer, boys and girls, please be informed that the meeting scheduled for 3 p.m. has been postponed until further notice. Compare that with the 3 p.m. meeting is postponed, details will follow. Which is furthermore clear to you? First one. It is clear that meeting has been postponed until further notice. I will let you know when the next meeting is. Details are following. When will it follow? Details will be following. Will it follow in the next second? Next minute? Should I keep checking my cell phone? Should I keep checking my email? Simple. Dear, meeting is cancelled. I'll let you know when the next meeting is. So where is the responsibility staying? It is staying on the other person. I will let you know when the meeting starts. Clear. That is clarity. You should not make people confused. You should not waste their time. Similarly, conciseness, boys and girls, unnecessary words are unnecessary, as it says. Brevity, keep it short and sweet. Keep it concise. Keep it detailed where details are necessary. Keep it concise where that conciseness is very much necessary. And most important, boys and girls, as I said earlier, learning a language is a skill. If you say you know language fluently, you should be able to read and write. You should be able to read and write. Writing without spelling mistakes. Speaking without pronunciation issues. Isn't it? You should talk very clearly. The pronunciation is very much necessary. It's called ucharana. Ucharana, the way you say the word conveys a meaning. Understood? Pronunciation. Grammar. Spellings are necessary. Spelling mistakes are an insult. Spelling mistakes are an insult. You should be able to learn the spellings. Whatever your mother tongue is, you should be fluent in that. You should be able to read and write. Again, literacy is the basis of education, I would like to say, but literacy is not, no. Literacy completely is not education. Education makes people civilized, cultured. Literacy is the way to be civilized and cultured. Literacy is only part of way. I won't say literacy is everything and education is everything. Generally, there are people who can read. Generally, there are people who can write. Generally, there are people who can talk. But talking is not sufficient. You should be able to read and write as well. LSRW, we talk about complete communication skills. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. That is complete communication. Not just only listening, not just only reading, not just only writing, and not just only. So we talk about coherence and structure. Written communication will have a coherence and a structure, as oral communication as well. If you can see over here, there is a heading over here, and there are bullet points over here. I am talking about C. 4 C's. You should be able to remember this. Clarity, conciseness, correctness, and coherence and structure. So logical sequence, headings, bullet points, paragraphs. What is a good sentence, if you ask me? I'll say 13 to 15 words is a good sentence. What is a good paragraph, you ask me? I'll say 4 to 5 sentences is a good paragraph. 4 to 5 sentences are a good paragraph. 13 to 15 words in a sentence is good. And that clarity is necessary. Right? That clarity is necessary when you write. In the previous class, I talked about storytelling. You guys remember storytelling? Storytelling is a skill. How many of you guys have read novels? Have you guys read novels? 1, 2. What is the novel's name you have studied, mister? Yes? Remember the novel you have studied? The Pursuit of Happiness. You studied the novel. Have you watched the movie? What did you like, novel or the movie? What did you like the most, novel or the movie? Novel. Good. Sit. What have you studied? What novel have you read? Sorry? Goosebumps. Oh, fair enough. There is an author called Sidney Sheldon. There is an author called Chetan Bhagat. Have you heard the name Chetan Bhagat? Chetan Bhagat, have you guys watched the movie called Two States? Two States is a novel. First of all, it's a novel. There is another novel called Call Center, I think. Hello. Hello was the movie's name. And it's actually a novel called A Night at a Call Center. It is a mysterious novel. There is another novel of Dan Brown called Inferno. Inferno, the novel is very good. I saw the movie as well. The movie was not up to the mark. There are people who read novels. They read, my friend, the Lord of the Rings. Initially, that's a novel. It was shot into a movie. So movie audience are different, novel audience are different. That is something I would like to tell. Writing a novel is a skill. Engaging the audience thoroughly is a skill. Sidney Sheldon's 2 novels, Angels and Demons, it was good. And I read 2 or 3 novels of Sidney Sheldon. They were okay. Chetan Bhagat novel starts all the novels as he's an engineer. Chetan Bhagat's all the novels will have a mathematical term. One night at call center, 2 states, and what else? Half Girlfriend, Half. It's a good novel. Half Girlfriend is a good novel. I read it, and they shot a movie out of it as well. This is utter nonsense. So anyway, writing process in business. We talk about writing process in business. First of all, you have to plan, boys and girls. When you write something to someone, you should be able to plan to whom am I talking to. Very much important. When you're talking as well, of course, it is necessary. But when you're writing, you should be much more polite. I mean, again, we'll talk about informal and formal communication. Both are necessary. But still, when you write a letter to someone, write a business proposal, first of all, identify the purpose, audience, and the key message. What is the purpose? Who are the audience and what is the key message you are writing? Right? Number 1. Number 2, drafting is necessary. Multiple drafts will be made during the process of making a business proposal. You'll be doing an internship very soon, in the next semester, I believe. Then you'll be writing a report. Before writing the report, you'll maintain a draft copy of it. You'll maintain a draft copy or few draft copies. When you maintain few draft copies, you'll be able to refine it further. Refine. We talk about revising and proofreading, isn't it? You should be able to revise it, you should be able to proofread it, and you should be able to submit finally when you are confident and by the due date, of course. So when you talk about a business proposal to a client, well structured, an executive summary is necessary. What are we going to discuss in this business proposal? A summary, a short summary. For research articles, we'll call that as an abstract. For business proposals, we'll talk about an executive summary. Executive summary is like a trailer of a movie. It should give you a clear picture of what you're going to experience in the whole business proposal. So we'll talk about a problem statement, what we are addressing, what do you want to address, how do you want to address a solution, what are the benefits, and at the same time, what are the challenges as well. Every business has a risk. You should be able to talk about the risks as well. And then we'll talk about calls to actions. What are our action steps? What are our action steps? What are we going to do from here on if you're fine with this proposal? So when you talk about writing an email, boys and girls, when you talk about effective emails, point number 1, subject line is very necessary. I'll be very disappointed to see when someone sends only an attachment. I'll be very disappointed. to someone when someone says there sends only an attachment. There is no subject, there is no body, and also I'll be disappointed if there is no attachment as well. They say please find the attachment, and there will be no attachment. That's also disappointing. So anyway, structure boys and girls. We talk about subject line, clear and specific. Subject. This is a subject called managerial communication. I'm clear on this. You are clear on this. So subject line is necessary. Whatever your subject is, agenda, preparation. Greeting should be there. A greeting. We'll say hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Dear sir, respected sir. Dear madam, respected madam. It depends. It depends. Depends on the cultural context as well. And it could be formal or informal. Some people say hi in email as well. Hi there. That's also fine. But they always should start with a greeting, isn't it? Even oral communication also. Good morning, boys and girls. It's a oral communication. We start with a greeting. Always greeting should be there. Then body should be there, boys and girls. Body goes directly to the point. Initially we say greetings. I hope this email finds you in good health. I hope this email finds you well. This is to inform. This is to let you know. This is to clarify. This is to ask for a clarification. Whatever your need is, you should be able to ask in the body. And finally, we have closing. I hope I made myself clear. I am expecting a reply at your earliest convenience. Please clarify this at earliest convenience. So what are they supposed to do? Sometimes there are memos. We have to read it. There is a rule in emails. If the message is sent directly to you, you are supposed to reply to it. If you are CC'd, it is not complied that you have to respond, but it is necessary that you keep a watch on what is happening. Clear? We talk about calls to action. What are we supposed to do? Now, for example, 31st is a holiday, I believe. Diwali is a holiday. And did the UG guys come to your class? Now, how many of you guys are participating in, there are how many events? 5 events, I believe. The first one is Rangoli, isn't it? Rangoli is 1, Mehendi is 2, Diya is 3, Fancy is 4. What is the last one? What? Sorry? There is a dance as well. Oh, okay, wonderful. How many of you guys are participating? How many of you guys know how to draw Rangoli? Don't tell no one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful, wonderful. You guys don't know how to draw Rangoli, very disappointing. Yeah, I drew on a paper. I can do that. It's a creative art. It's an art, isn't it? Drawing a Rangoli. I know a Rangoli. It is 7 to 3, I think. 7 to 3 or 7 to 1. First you put 7 dots. From there you'll go to 5, 3 and 1. Okay. I did this some 10 years ago, 20 years ago. My mother was practicing Rangolis and I also took a piece of paper. If you can do it, I also can do it. And I drew, but I didn't get an opportunity to draw in front of my house. That I didn't do, that I agree. Right? You guys can practice. You guys, how many guys are participating? That's the question I have asked. Are you guys participating? Very good, participate. You will win or lose, that's a different point. You'll have an experience. Participate and bring a prize. Boys, what about you? You can participate in fancy dress, cultural dress. They're talking about cultural dress. Go ask your father. Your father might have a dhoti. Sorry? Your father would have had dhoti, definitely. I'm sure of it. Your grandfather would have had dhoti. Or what? Seriously? No one? No? Oh, okay. My house, we have so many dhotis. So, silence. So, boys and girls, further, but do participate. Take a picture. It will be a memory in your life. I have so many memories. I never wanted to win. I wanted to win, of course, but I want to participate first. I want to be there in the moment. It's an event, right? Party. It's an event. So many people competing with each other. You can meet so many people. It'll be fun. So, next important point we talk about is what? Tone and etiquette. Silence. Tone and etiquette. Tone is necessary. Courteous, professional tones. Don't keep all caps. Caps means bold. Caps means trying to emphasize something. Your whole email can't be caps, in all caps. And that's a very threatening or a scary message. That's a very threatening. Caps will be only The point you want to highlight. Bold will be only the point you want to highlight. You have an option to bold, and if you bold everything, that doesn't look good. Understood? For example, if you look at Amazon boys and girls, they have internal email style emphasizes on what? Clear, concise messaging. Clear and concise messaging, no need to use of jargon, no too much information. Even during one of the initial classes, I said though, information overload. Do you guys remember the point where information overload? Too much information is not necessary. This whole slide, for example, if you ask about slides as well, when you prepare slides as well, a good slide will have 6 to 8 lines. That's all. You cannot put whole information in one slide. That doesn't look good. And that's not necessary. And we'll talk about business reports, boys and girls. We are done about email communications. Let's talk about business reports. We'll conclude with this slide. So when we talk about business reports, boys and girls, there are different types of reports. As I said earlier, you know these funds flow statements, cash flow statements, they are made by the end of the year. Yes, with that funds flow statement, with that cash flow statement, you can plan your next year better. Balance sheet is an information statement, isn't it? Balance sheet is an information, your condition, your financial condition in an annual year is called a balance sheet. With that balance sheet, you should plan your next year. Understood? Similarly, we'll talk about analytical reports. Whereas business reports which talk about past, business reports which predict the future. That's an analytical report. For example, this is a rainy season. Raincoats will be sold. Umbrellas will be sold. And pharmacies will get good business because of different colds and flus and etc. etc. So you should be able to analyze what is going to be the future. Right? So when we talk about a business report, boys and girls, we'll talk about an executive summary. Point number 1. Point number 2, business background and objectives, a particular introduction. Then we'll talk about findings and data. Either it's about the past, which informs you about the future, or it's about the prediction of the future. You should be able to have the data. Data is necessary. Without data, you can't take a decision. You'll take a decision on the basis of your hunch, your gut feeling. Sometimes it works, but as a business administrators, I suggest you follow your gut feeling with the data. Data is necessary. Without data, you follow your gut feeling. I wonder where you'll end. And finally, we'll talk about conclusion, recommendation, insights, and what are we going to do from here? What can we do better? Now, Tesla is in electrical vehicles manufacturing, isn't it? Now, Tata is in electrical manufacturing, electrical vehicles manufacturing, EVs. So, what's the future? What can we do better? Tata manufactured Nano, right? Now, MG Comet came with the same model. Have you guys seen the MG Comet car? The same model. After how many years? Some 15 years. Now, people have a craze for MG Comet. You know, that's a different point. So, market analysis is necessary, boys and girls. Market analysis. Preparing a business report, preparing a report, a marketing trend, it's very much necessary to structure data clearly, summarize what are we going to do from here, and conclusion to the stakeholders. This is where we are moving. This is the direction we are moving. We are not using fossil fuels anymore. We have our own solar panels. We are procuring energy from solar, from the sun. We are making solar energy. So clear, everyone? Following? So that's where I would like to conclude my class, boys and girls. Any questions, anyone? So far? No?